Hi everybody, I made this video because I'm going to be the commissioner of Lincoln's 2020 to 2021 Fantasy League this year. Last year, some of you played my league and we had a few problems. So I've decided to give the problem players labels. Here they are. Uncle Travis Jansen, was an auto drafter. He didn't participate in the draft and his team got randomly picked. He also never changed his lineup. His excuse was that he was busy coaching baseball, but I think he just didn't want to lose to Grandma Jansen. Next up was Mom's team, technically Dad's second team, the Unknowing. She could not name anyone on our team except for, quote, the McCaffrey guy, unquote. Last but not least, there was Grandpa Jansen. He was the trash talker. Even in defeat, he won't stop talking, totally immune to the fact that his team just racked up its third straight loss. He also annoyed the commissioner about anything and everything that was wrong and unfair about fantasy football and the NFL. Please try not to be any of these people. I have also made some rule changes. The first will be that you have to manage your own team. The second is that you will be fined $2 per week if you do not change your lineup to put the best players in. I also had the problem of people not knowing how to play. I'm going to show you how to do everything in fantasy football in this tutorial video. Fantasy overview. Fantasy football is a game that involves picking which players you think will do the best. You pick a team consisting of one quarterback, 2 running backs, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex position where you can play a wide receiver, running back, or tight end, 1 defense, 1 kicker, and 6 bench players. Each week, you will play against another team. You will both get an amount of points depending on how well your players do. Whoever gets the most points will win that week. After 15 weeks, we will start a single elimination championship between the 4 top teams. Whoever wins will get the fantasy football ring from Grandma Jansen. Logging in. To log in, you first have to click the link that I texted you. Then you agree to join Lincoln's 2020 to 2021 league. After you have done this, download the Fantasy Football Yahoo app if you haven't already. Then, unless you already have one, you create a Yahoo account, sign in, and create your team. Draft. A fantasy draft is a time where every team gets to select certain players. The draft starts with round 1, in which the person with the number 1 draft spot is drafting first, and the person with the number 8 spot is drafting last. The second round is similar, except the order is flipped. There are 15 rounds with the players decreasing value the longer the draft goes on. To do our league's draft, we will have to decide on a day to draft and a time. You will then join the draft and wait for your turn. When it's your turn, you will get 1 minute to draft a player. To draft a player, you click on them and then push draft. The higher the players are ranked, the better they are. You can also find information on the player by clicking on them. Waiver wire. In the draft, we will have about 120 players that we draft. All of the other players will go to something called the waiver wire. You will be able to pick up players for your team there. Also, when you don't want one or two of your players, you can drop them and they will go to the waiver wire and others will be able to pick them up. 2 teams both want the same player from the waiver wire. The worst team will get them. You can find the waiver wire in the player section on your phone. Trades. Another option for if you don't want one of your players is that you can trade them for someone else on another team. I will approve all trades to make sure they're fair and no one is cheating. Grandpa Jansen. All you have to do is push propose trade and show who you want to trade to which team. Week 1. The first week of fantasy football starts on September 10th. Each week, except for week 1, starts on Thursday and ends on Sunday. Whichever fantasy team's players do the best that week will win. There will be 4 winners and 4 losers each week. Bye week. Each NFL team has a bye week where their players don't play. In that case, don't forget to put in a new player or you won't get any points from that position and you will get fined. Well, I hope that answered most of your questions. If you have any more, please text me. I hope you all have a great season, and I'm going to be interested to see who will prevail to get second after I win it all. Because I think I'm the best, but you're not going to catch me saying that. And don't forget, in fantasy, as Vince Lombardi said, winning isn't everything. It's the only thing.